Okay, so now we're trying to fix whatever glitch happened.
Well, that was odd. I don't know.
It was very strange. It was very strange. And actually, we've switched sides, but that's okay. It'll be entertaining for anybody watching the. now we're all flipped around.
Whole new thing. Oh yeah.
That's right. That's all right. I don't mind. But yeah, that's the reality. I don't know how much. Honestly, when we started to disconnect there, I kept talking because that's what I do. Is try to shut me up. I dare you. And I was like, this is just what happens. This is what happens when you're trying to take messy action and getting stuff done. You just need to kind of accept it, move through. However, I know that your time is valuable, and I want to ask you one last question, so we can kind of dive into the idea about how when you're marketing yourself, when you're putting yourself out there, no matter whether this is for personal or professional gain, if you're a business owner and you are putting out content, we not only need to be mindful about how we're consuming, but we need to be mindful about how our market is consuming.
Yeah.
And so if we're putting out content that is not easily digestible, that is perhaps at a different level than their current journey provides access to. I mean, these are very general things. So like we talk about the customer journey, for anybody, you need to make sure that you're meeting them where they're at.
Yes.
But you're missing out on an opportunity if you are just thinking about the neurotypical brain.
Right.
If you're talking to just the neurotypical brain, you may be like, here's the thing, like I might be your absolute perfect right fit client, like the dream client, but I need a certain thing, and I like to use captions as a really great example because I've experienced that with some of my viewers and with myself. I will literally scroll past your video if it doesn't have captions.
100%. Same. Yes.
And this is one click away.
Yeah.
Right. Truly, this is one click away. And so if you're missing out on this very pivotal marketing feature, then you're missing out on potentially some of the best clients you've ever had because you're not creating an inclusive space.
Yes. I closed captions. Yes. I think also a lot of neurodivergent people really benefit from very pointed visual examples. So, for example, a lot of ADHD women are pilers. And what I mean by that is they have piles of paper, piles of clothes. So, if you put something out, like, is this you? And a little bit of a description with the video, that's a lot more effective than these are components of ADHD, right? So that shows executive dysfunction as opposed to saying, do you have an executive dysfunction? So if you could relate on the example level, that's big. And I also just think most neurodivergent women and men, most neurodivergent people don't have excessively long attention spans. So keep your stuff short and sweet and just know that they're probably only listening to the beginning part. And I agree. If there is a video without closed captions, I don't look at it. If there's a video with loud sounds, the second I started and there's like multiple sounds happening, I won't look at it. It's just too much on the brain. So that's another thing. I think when you're picking your music, I would keep it more that like low melodic, like nothing jarring. Cause the second a jarring sound happens, I think you're missing people very quickly.
And what I want to say to that, just from a general point of view, is even though these are specific examples for people in the neurodiverse community, this is true across the board as well. Yes. If you go through any sort of copywriting or marketing programming, if you're talking to an expert in that space, they are going to say pretty much the exact same thing. Be pointed, be direct, be clear, storytell, make it real, give them a variety of senses to play with. Don't just say it, show it. Yeah. These are common practices. And if you're missing out on them in general, you're not only missing out on that very distinct community, you're also missing out on a variety of people who are just dying to work with you, but you've missed the boat.
You've missed it. Yeah.
Honestly, it's a shame when people kind of miss their. Now, that said, we need to respect your time, but I would like to invite you to say some final words and to invite people to where they can connect with you best, Ali.
Yes, no, you're being so kind about time. So please find me on my Instagram, which is literally connecting with Ali. Ali, Ali. And then I believe Shauna's going to put in the show notes, but my website is connectionsquared.com.
With a dash in between connection and squared. Very important point.
And I think just final notes or final just takeaways is remember, social media is always going to be there. You get to decide how you want to use it, what your relationship is. And again, there isn't a good or bad, but there is detriment to mental health if you're not being aware of how often you're using it. And I think for parents out there to always just remember unintentionally or intentionally, you are modeling behaviors to your little ones. So again, just to be aware of that. Like, I mean, I'm guilty. Like the amount I'm talking to my husband and I also have my phone and I'm doing something else. I mean, I'm modeling it's okay to be on the phone and not really listen to another person. So just really be aware of that.
That hits in the feels. I just sent my kids off to school today for the first day of the 2023 year. And it's heavy on my mind, the idea that, was I as present as I could have been? Did I intentionally spend my time business versus physical presence with the people who I love?
Yeah.
And how is that impacting me moving forward? And how is that impacting them? And how is that impacting my community? You all. Very important to be intentional about how you're using your time for yourself and all of the people around you, because you are leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
So here we are. I'm going to let you go, Ali. I want you to have a great day. And also, thank you for having this conversation with me and joining me on the Marketing Rebels podcast.
No, I super appreciate you having me. Thank you.
You're awesome. Chat soon.
All right. Bye.